give it to our superintendent, Mr. Mark Laurie. He has a trained voice, by the way.
Thank you for that long-winded and really in-depth introduction, Mr. Pareto. I appreciate it. Now, welcome everyone. And Tommy, are we live? We are now live on the World Wide Web. For those of you who are here, and usually I say there's maybe 1,000 people here, but we're getting close tonight. Welcome to everybody who is watching our board meeting across the World Wide Web on the Our Schools channel and on our live stream. Welcome. This is a night of celebration. We have a number of very important celebrations tonight. It's one of the best meetings of the year. We are going to introduce you first to the new president of SUNY Niagara, Dr. Lloyd Holmes, who is here. I'd like the community and everyone to meet him and talk about our partnership. Then we are going to move smartly into our 24 Seal of Biliteracy students that are here with their family. We'll follow that up with the very prestigious Golden Apple presentations. We have 4 groups or individuals that will receive the board's highest recognition, and that is the Golden Apple, which is bestowed at this board meeting every year. We do have a presentation from the Francis Center, and then we'll have some time for an agenda review. We have to wrap that all up by 7 o'clock because by statute we must start a formal board meeting at that evening, and we'll get more into that. We also have the presentation this evening in terms of celebrations that I missed of a scholarship to one of Niagara Falls High School students. We have a joint partnership with the Niagara Falls teachers, and we annually at this meeting give a $2,000 scholarship to a graduating Niagara Falls High School student who is going to be going into education. So as a part of the Board of Education, we think that's very important. But without any further conversation, I am honored to present to the school board and to the viewers and to the audience tonight the new president of SUNY Niagara, and boy, did they hit a home run with this gentleman. He has quickly assimilated into the community. He has quickly made his presence felt. He's a neighbor to Mrs. Dunn and Mr. Granary. He doesn't have them shoveling or cutting his grass yet, which I think is really great. And he also has 500 bags of mulch in the front of his house right now, which we'll have to ask him about why he bought a house in DeVoe, and he now has 500, right? 500 bags of mulch. I'm going to talk to him a little bit about that. But Dr. Lloyd Holmes, would you please come forward and come to the microphone, and before you speak, and before you answer about the 500 bags of mulch, I wanted to say I was going to wear that suit this evening as well, but decided to go with a different color. But we know each other, so it's okay. Dr. Holmes, we are so fortunate to have SUNY Niagara's support. As a matter of fact, 2 weeks from tonight, almost right at this time, 17 of our graduates will be graduating with P-Tech credits from SUNY Niagara. Most of them are over 30 college credits, and we're wonderful. Also this evening, we're voting on asking the board to vote on a resolution because we partnered with you for training and education in the neighborhood. And tonight, you graciously worked together with us. We offered a course at Bleneva Bond where we trained 37 staff members to become teaching assistants. And graciously, you split the cost with the district on that. So we're very pleased. And we know right away that you've embedded yourself in the community. So we just wanted you to take a couple of minutes to introduce yourself and to explain why you bought 500 bags of mulch.
So thank you. I will address the board, but I'll also at some point turn around so that you all don't see my back the entire time. I cannot tell you how excited I am to be here, how excited I am to be back in Western New York. I was at Monroe Community College as the Vice President for Student Services from 2014 to 2020. Left there when I became the President of De Anza College in Cupertino, California. And if any of you don't know where Cupertino is, it's about 45 miles south of San Francisco. And the Apple headquarters was about 2 miles from my campus. And so I'm back here from California and loving every minute of it. And I was just lucky enough to find a home in DeVoe, where I have some amazing neighbors, about 2 houses down the road across the street from me. And then we have board member Don as well. So board member Consemi is in the same neighborhood as I am. And I bought 500 bags of mulch because all the yards look so good out there. And I have all these people who are competing with me. And I believe in some healthy competition, so I bought 500 bags of mulch so I could compete with my neighbors. So I literally have 500 bags. But coming here to SUNY Niagara, it truly has been the highlight of my professional career. I've had the opportunity to get to know so many people in such short time. It's hard to believe that I have been here. Come July 1 will be a year, and I want to thank Mr. Capizzi for serving on the search committee that selected me for the presidency. When I came to the institution, there was one thing that I said that I noticed. And that thing was that students are at the center of everything that we do at SUNY Niagara, and they're our most valuable asset. And so for me, having that valuable asset, I needed to look at when do our students become our students? And it isn't just when they enroll. It's those students who are in high schools, it's those students in the middle schools who might be looking to improve their educational future. And so I wanted to make certain that we as a college aren't just sitting in the community, but we have to be of the community. And with that happening, I can't just expect my folks to do that. I've got to make certain that I, as the president, set the example and be of the community. And so my commitment to all of you is that as the president of SUNY Niagara, we are here to support you, and support doesn't mean we're just going to say that in mere words. Our actions have to show that, and I think that some of the partnerships that we have right now show that our actions sort of outweigh the mere words that we have. We are going to continue to look for ways to improve those partnerships, to create more partnerships, because our students, our parents, our community is important to us. We are here because of them.
Thank you very much. We are honored that you're here as a president. We're thankful that you're at our board meeting. We hope you'll come back frequently. I know graduation again is in 2 weeks, and I know that we feel as a district from Niagara Falls High School, as I see our administrators here, that they tell many of their students that SUNY Niagara is a tremendous opportunity and a great place to be. And I'm most proud of the number of students that we have at Niagara Falls High School that have already attained college credits. There's stories of students through SUNY Niagara, 39 college credits, 32 college credits. They're in the audience, I know, here, and we could go on and on and on. But I really thankful that you're with us, and you're such an easy partner, such an open and willing partner. You've made a mark in a short period of time. I don't know if any of the board members had any questions or comments for you.
After home, if you really want to test the water, you could turn around and give everybody your address, and we can show you what the neighbors are, the good neighbors of Buffalo. The good neighbors in Niagara Falls will all be at your house on Sunday mornings to put mulch down.
Well, I tell people, my address is public information, so I'm really easy to find. So all you got to do is drive through the boat. You'll see a lot of mulch out there, so you can find me
look for
fairly
500
easily.
bags of mulch. Who has 500 bags of mulch? You can buy it in the bulk here in Niagara Falls in Niagara County. That's okay. Again, thank you. I invite you to stay. We're going to have a couple of really, I think, nice presentations, but I know you're a busy schedule. I'm glad you were able to come before the board. And we wish you good health, good luck, and we're thankful you're here.
Thank you so much. You know, I moved into Niagara Falls because for me, I wanted to make a commitment to not just City Niagara, but to the district as well as the city school district and the people who attend school in the city school district. That was extremely important to me. And so if there are things that I can do to support you, please feel free to call on me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
For our next presentation, I'm going to just stand up, and I apologize for having my back to you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I believe, and Ms. Capone will talk about this in a moment, we're one of the first districts, I think, in the state to initiate a program called the Seal of Biliteracy. The Seal of Biliteracy is having students that are proficient in multiple languages in high school. And I'm super proud of the fact that two things happened this year. Number one, we had not only our team, which we'll talk about, we had a member of the New York State Education Department come to observe and monitor our process. Not that I had any concerns or worries about that, but I want to tell you that because the students you're going to meet right now passed every single test, achieved great work, and the state left us with high accommodations for the work we're doing. The second thing I want to tell you is we broke a record. Usually, for the last 3 years, we started with 6 students, we moved to 9, 10, 10. This year, at Niagara Falls High School, we have 24 students who have achieved the Seal of Biliteracy, which I think is pretty astounding. It's pretty astounding. It happens because of a great program led by some outstanding teachers that you're going to meet. But it happens because we've got some really, really great students who are hardworking, smart, driven, and are going to be great citizens of the city. So I'd like Ms. Capone to give you just a little bit of background, then we'll start the presentation of medals, which may be worn at graduation, and certificates, and I'm going to call the high school administrators up to help me distribute those to you. We'll ask you to take your medal and then return to your seat, and then we'll ask you to stand as a group, and don't leave when we finish our golden apples and our one scholarship. We'd like you to stay if you could for a group picture. Okay? Ms. Capone is our administrator for assessment in the district. She leads our E&L program, and Marcia.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Laurie. Yes, it's quite a celebration today. Because as Mr. Laurie said, we started out with 6 students. It was during COVID, in fact. So they had to do their presentations, and the raters were rating remotely. So at that time, we were just starting the program. So many of the doctors that we knew stepped up, they'd get onto the computer in their offices, and they'd rate our students. And the encouragement we were getting from the community at large was just fantastic. The program, as we know, has grown. 24 right now. We'll get it today. Next year, we already have 25 getting ready. So the program is growing, and we have a cadre up to the graduates that will graduate in 2028. So the program has grown immensely, and we're so very proud. But who made this possible for these students and gave them the support? Well, certainly you, the family. You encourage them to speak another language, and what it does, if you look at the brain research, how important that is to brain functioning and the synapses in the brain. And I would like you to meet the teachers that work with these students all year. In fact, they rotated weekly so that 2 of them were always available after school to go over presentations, to talk, to work on their skills. And Mr. Laurie, we will send you that evaluation from State Ed because it was very, very good. So with that, I would like to introduce the committee. First, it's Meredith Anthony, who was our coordinator and cheerleader. We'll say that. Meredith, would you each stand up as I call your name? Michelle Perry, another world language teacher. Amy Wolf, I don't know if Amy's here. Mrs. Wolf is English. Carolyn Krissa, Mrs. Krissa is the counselor and also is certified in English. Mr. Joseph T. Berry, ENL. Mr. Ron Capone II, ENL. We're not able to join us, but it's important to acknowledge Mrs. Jill Wagner, as she was a first grader. And with that, we'll start calling you up. So, if we could have the honors, we have a certificate for you, as well as, do we have the medals?
We have the medals.
Okay. Our first student is Osiris Acevedo. Osiris is fluent in both English and Spanish. Our second awardee is Alina Antonetti Vallone. Alina was already ready to receive this, but you have to be a senior. Last year in your junior year, her languages are English and Spanish. Next awardee is Maya Bennett. Languages are in English and in Spanish. The next awardee is Peter Carlo. I don't think he was able to be with us tonight. His languages.
Peter Carlo,
Yes.
Peter Carlo is on a bus right now. He is a member of the baseball team that will win the state championship on Saturday.
English and Spanish. Our next awardee is Gabriella Clark. Gabriella is fluent in both English and Spanish.
Because I get so filled with joy. This young lady is going to Duke University. I get worked up. Where's Dr. Wolf? I get worked up. No offense about Sweden Anger. I get worked up when they say our kids are better than anyone. So I'll calm down.
Our next awardee is Madison Colvin. Languages, English and Spanish. Madison is unable to join us.
Madison is on a bus. She's not on the baseball team. Madison is one of 8 students who are competing for the New York State Track Championship.
Our next awardee is Evan Del Toro. English and Spanish. Our next awardee is Darius Diaz Rodriguez. Spanish and English. English, and Spanish. Our next awardee, I want to say a little something extra about this student. Urwa Khalid. She is trilingual. Urdu, the next one is Vincent Lodovico, English and Spanish. Our next awardee is Katerina Mezamir, who speaks both Urdu and English. Next, we have Alina Mubashar, Urdu and English. Our next awardee is Jasmine Purewal, English and Spanish. Our next awardee is Jose Quinones, English and Spanish. Our next awardee is Javier Rivera, Spanish and English. Our next awardee is Elsa Rodriguez Pedraza.
Excuse me, I have to say something about her. She is also, and this is very, very, very rare, but I think in my memory we're going into, she is the recipient of the Bill Gates Scholarship.
Our next awardee is, I think, on a bus too. We should have a bus stop here on the way. And it is going to be represented by Ms. Maria Massaro, Anthony Savino, in English and Spanish.
So we had a decision to make with Anthony. We could have either sent Ms. Massaro to play baseball or to send Anthony. Anthony is the captain of our one of the captains of our baseball team. Again, on Saturday we'll be bringing the state championship.
Our next awardee is Ellis Smith. Ellis. Our next awardee, who his mother, Jocelyn, will be representing him, is Jonathan Tuma, English and Spanish. He's on a bus too, I think.
Oh, I got a report. The bus made it safely. That's good. The game is tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So don't call me at 1 o'clock. I'll call you. But congratulations to John.
And our final awardee is Kayajane Walker, who is fluent in English and Spanish. And I just wanted to say one thing that you may not know, what it takes to get CLF literacy or triliteracy, and we have a junior now who's going in 4 languages, and he's 75% of the way there. They must be fluent to speak, to converse, to read, to write, and they have to take a battery of assessments, as well as present in all languages and answer questions, and there are 2 raters per language. So for someone that is doing 3 different languages, there'll be 6 different raters, and they have to answer questions and have a dialogue in all languages with those raters. And we have had just wonderful support from the community, and we are so pleased as the program keeps growing.
Thank you. I wanted to say, I'm so proud of the students. You know, I'm beaming with pride for our students. But I want to say something to the parents, guardians, aunts and uncles, others that may be here. Thank you for trusting us with your students. Thank you. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I know the board means that. Thank you, parents, for what you did. Many of our students are going to be moving on and graduating. We feel that we've prepared them. They've done the work. Parents, thank you for your support. I don't buy the notion that parents aren't involved. You're involved. You're a big reason why we're here. And I would challenge our students to always say thank you to your parents and loved ones that are here. We appreciate you. And of course, we have some of the best teachers. And I'll congratulate Ms. Carey as she's retiring sadly. We're sad to see you, but we appreciate all of your work. Congratulations. While we're talking about students, I see Mr. Weiss is here. Would you mind joining me, Mr. Weiss? And then we have a special presentation we'd like to make, and it is to one of our Seal of Biodiversity students. And I'll begin, and I'll let Mr. Weiss make the presentation. Dan Weiss is the president of the Niagara Falls Teachers Union, and we have partnered for a couple of years, the Board of Education and the teachers, in presenting a scholarship to a minority student who's going to get into education. We're trying to grow our own and recruit our own students and really encourage those students that are in education to come back and work for us. We want you to work for us. So in order to do that, we put together a $2,000 scholarship for a minority student who's going into the field, and I'll let Mr. Weiss take it.
It's obviously something that we've been very honored to be able to do and support not only our students, but hopefully give something back to the community. Diversity in our membership is something that we strive for, along with the district and HR, and we appreciate that the district's a partner in this initiative for us. And this year, we are lucky enough to have a recipient. When we do our scoring, when we look at everything, we take the names off. Our scoring committee doesn't get to see any of that. They get to see their credentials, they get to see their essays, so they learn about somebody that they can't put a face, because we're so familiar with so many students across the district. And this year's honoree, this year's scholarship winner, really above and beyond what we typically see in an application. It was just top notch, and I don't think there's any surprise who we'll be presenting it to. So our scholarship winner this year is Elsa. And to try and really encourage her to come back. We're going to make her an honorary NFT member, so she's got something to strive for.
And I just heard him say, you don't have to pay dues. You're going to what college?
Buffalo State for Childhood Education.
So she's going to be attending Buffalo State College for childhood education, and the woman right there, raise your hand, don't pick up that application. We're so proud. Thank you to her parents that are here. We're so proud of you, and we know you're going to be back very soon to become a teacher in our district. Congratulations. So I would ask that, we have one more presentation to make this evening. I'd ask our Seal of Biodiversity students, if you could just wait for about 10 minutes until we go through this presentation. I'd like you to see a group of people and individuals who really have supported our district, and then we'll ask you if you could gather in the foyer for a group picture. But before we do that, we'd like to present 4 golden apples. The golden apple, an apple symbolically represents education. And this evening, this is rare, but These 4 groups and individuals have done extremely amazing things for our district. And there's no reason to try to pick 1 or 2. We could honor many, but these 4 groups or individuals above and beyond for our district. I'm going to ask the principal of Harry Abbott School, Ms. Lynn Tompkins and Alan Coward. Are you here? Come on up. Principal and assistant principal. Now, Alan looks very dapper, but he was at our soapbox derby. So that's what the blue shirts are. We actually, if you're not familiar, Niagara Falls School District brought back the soapbox derby a couple of years ago, and this year, 25 cars are now racing down Pine Avenue. I don't want to go look at my phone, but if you see blue shirts on our principal from Hyde Park and others, it's because they're racing in the soapbox derby. Ms. Tompkins, Mr. Coward, the administrators at Abbott School have been blessed to have a partnership and with a group, and they have done something extraordinary to make Harry Abbott School look as beautiful outside as it is inside, and it's symbolic of what they designed. So, would you mind speaking about that?
Absolutely. Can I bring them up?
You please
Is that okay?
introduce them.
Sarah, come on up.
Sarah Capon,
Saladin and
team.
Come on up.
Saladin, the whole team.
So I don't know if you had an opportunity to drive by Abbott lately, but we have the most incredible mural in our playground. And additionally, we also have some asphalt art that is a mural in our courtyard that is phenomenal. Okay, so this group, thank you so much. I don't even know where to begin. I have to tell you, we have won the lottery with you. We really, truly have. So the Niagara Falls National Heritage Area Lottery, Saladin, when you came and you asked me if I wanted to be part of the North End revitalization, and we were like, absolutely, what can we do? And you said, it's going to take stakeholders. So we're going to have meetings, and we're going to meet with your parents, and meet with your children and your teachers, and we're going to get a real essence and a real feel for what Harry F. Abbott is about. And we have some artists that are going to come, and they're going to do renderings of what your feelings are. When I tell you that they captured our essence, we're like nearly brought to tears. Alan and I actually even got to draw a little and paint a little with the first in the courtyard. Although Yeti, that didn't happen. We helped with an assist. But I have to tell you, from start to finish, it has been an amazing process. It truly is impactful work because our children get to look at that mural and they see themselves and they're in it and they're beautiful. And it's all of the activities that they involved in our school. I can't thank you enough. I really, truly can't. And it brings me great joy every day when I drive in and I get to see that. And it's just beautiful. So thank you.
This is sure. This golden apple is just but a small token of our appreciation for the generosity and the work you did with our students and the beautification and meaning you put to the lives of Abbott School. So on behalf of everyone, we say thank you.
Hi everybody, I'm Sarah Capon. It's always an honor to be with the school district. You've been a partner for a lot longer than even this project. So I just want to say that we've been closely connected with one of the best partnerships we have in the city of Niagara Falls, which is with the school district. So whether it's bringing students to Niagara Falls Underground Railroad Heritage Center, big shout out to Elsa, who's a member of our team too. Elsa, like this is what we stand for. We are believers in saying yes and finding the power to say yes, that each one of us is a stakeholder in making Niagara Falls a better and brighter place for all of the next generations that are coming, and this partnership is completely symbolic of this dedication. So we couldn't, be more proud. And also big congratulations to all the young people that just won that award. That brought tears to my eyes. Like, you should be so proud. You are in the step to actually turning a city around and forward. Bring it back here. Bring it home to Niagara Falls. Okay? Bring it home. So we're really excited. Yeah, but thank you so much. And I just want to echo, I drive down there all the time. When I see that mural, it just, again, it makes me happy.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. For our next golden apple, I would like to ask the team from Cataract Elementary Principal Angela Manella, Assistant Principal Leah Baldessari, and School Counselor Haley Bianco to come forward. And I'm going to tell you just a little bit about Totally Buffalo Cares. Just an incredible partnership that has begun to form and germinate and grow. Just one single mention from me, and I'll let Haley talk a little bit more. Across 6 schools, this organization provided over $25,000 worth of holiday cheer for students at 6 schools, beyond Cataract. And they made their Christmas and their holidays a lot better. And they came to us willingly, they came to us happily, and we are so honored that they're going to be a golden apple recipient. Are you going to do the honors, Haley?
Sure. Yes, she is. Like Ms. Hillary said, I am a proud school counselor at Cataract Elementary. Several months ago, a conversation with my dear friend Jamie started, and she represents Totally Buffalo Cares, and it sparked an idea that resulted in much, much more than I ever could have anticipated. The generosity and creativity of Totally Buffalo Cares allowed our Cataract students, as well as those at Hyde Park, Harry F. Abbott, and Kelthus, to receive generous donations of age-appropriate toys, snacks, and drinks of over $25,000. Witnessing the pure joy on the faces of our students at Cataract is something that our staff and students will never forget. While many wonderful comments could be heard throughout the event, a couple that were truly heartwarming and stick with us include a grade 5 male student who said that he was so excited to meet Santa for the very first time, and a grade 1 female student who added that she knew it would be the only present under her tree this year. We are incredibly grateful that our students had this opportunity, and we are immensely proud to celebrate our partnership with Totally Buffalo Cares here tonight. Thank you.
I want to say thank you to Cataract and Haley, because Haley literally cares about, she knows every single student at that school. And we were talking, and she said, one of the little girls had a hole in her pants. She needs leggings. I said, okay, we'll get leggings. What else do we need? We need hats and gloves. But that's things that the kids should have. And I grew up in Niagara Falls School, so whatever kids need, we got your back. And you do. And Angela.
And I will say, in addition to this big project, she's provided, her company has provided Cataract with a number of resources. Fill that closet with shoes, clothes, anything we ask for, they very willingly give it to us. We're very grateful for that.
So when you hear about Totally Buffalo Cares and what we do and what we have on social media, that's where our football pools and all of our charity givings, we're having a meat raffle this fall. So like it's all going towards doing this again this Christmas. So
Thank you. Well, I think that we should talk about our next golden apple in terms of I would call him one of the most humble, gentlemanly legends of Niagara Falls. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Joe. I'm talking about Joe Sparbaty. He is that, in my mind, the ultimate gentleman, a humble man, and he has retired from community missions after a number of years. And what he chose to do in his retirement was to adopt a school, and that school happened to be 79th Street School. And you have to go to 79th Street School to watch Mr. Joe Sparbaty read with pre-K kindergarten students. I think he loves it as much as the kids love it. But there's not a finer man in our area in Niagara Falls than Joe Sparvati. He served on a couple of committees for the district. He's been a huge supporter of our district. So I'd like to ask the principal of 79th Street and the teacher, Christine Chase, who Joe reads in her classroom, to come forward and make the presentation to Joe Sparvati. Thank you, Christine. Would you like to go first? Nice and loud like there's all those kids running around in the classroom.
I'm very blessed and fortunate to have Joe come to my classroom every Thursday for the last year and a half. The students just look forward to him coming every week, and they adore him, and it's just a beautiful situation for both him and the kids. What's funny is how he ended up in my classroom is he is friends with the grandmother of a student I had last year. And she said, my friend Joe really wants to come read in classes. And I said, well, you can come read in my class anytime you want. And so she, we talked a little bit more, and we kept missing each other. And then one day I saw her at dismissal, and I said, why don't I write you a letter, and you can give it to Joe, and he can call me. And we'll set something up. So he called me, and as you can see, that worked out. But what's funny about the whole thing is he happens to be a cousin of my best friend since high school that I've been friends with since I was 15. And not to report my birthday this year, but that's been 35 years of a friendship. So I've known Joe's mother, aunts, cousins, and entire family for a long, long time. And I hope that he continues to come with us. The kids look forward to it every day. They say, Joe is here, Joe. They hug him, and they want to see the book, and they're so interested in what he's going to read that day. And they're just so excited. I asked him when he wanted to be called when he came, and he said, Joe. Okay. I didn't understand. No problem, Joe. So, they say, oh, Joe's here, and we actually have to kind of calm up, Joe only has 2 hands. Hold everybody's hand on down hallway. So, we just are so fortunate to have Joe.
Just real quick, I've gotten to know Joe really well this year, coming into 79th Street. He comes in on Thursdays, and he usually meets the kids in the cafeteria, because Thursday's hot breakfast day. So they have a nice full belly with a hot breakfast, and then a nice story from Joe. So it really is nice, very nice thing for us.
Sure, we present the golden apple to you, Joe, with our appreciation. You can read anything you want. You're the reader.
I would truly like to thank the Niagara Falls Board of Education for bestowing on me this much appreciated recognition by presenting me with the Golden Apple Award. It has been my great pleasure to read every Thursday morning to Mrs. Christine Chase's pre-K class at 79th Street School. I want to thank her for giving me the opportunity to do so, and for Mr. O'Fano to approve that. It gives me much joy to see how the children react and respond to books I read to them. After doing so, I always tell myself, if just one or 2 of the children falls in love with reading for a lifetime, as a result, that would truly be a gift that keeps on giving and giving. Again, thank you for this award.
You deserve it. We're really proud to have you with us. Thank you for being part of our family. Thank you, Jerry, and thank you, Christine. Great job. We have one final golden apple to present, and I had the great pleasure of spending the day, well, the afternoon with this group today. It was really kind of fun. I'd like to, and I'll take this on. I'd like to make the final presentation of the Golden Apple to the Buffalo Bills Foundation. But I want to tell you what they've done. My friend Michelle Roberts and Samantha Stewart, would you come forward, please? I'll tell you what that's all about. So let me just tell you about the foundation, the Bills Foundation. There's a million schools in Western New York. Somehow they found Niagara Falls. It goes back to a backpack program years ago, where they gave backpacks to students in the district. And then it built and built. And a couple of years ago, they said, hey, we have a chance to give books to students at Hyde Park. I see the principal back there. Let's have a big assembly and let's bring in Ryan Fitzpatrick and Stevie Johnson. And then hey, do you mind if they televise it on Amazon? I said, Amazon? Niagara Falls Schools? Can I be on it? The answer was no, but they did it. And Hyde Park had an incredible ceremony. And then last year, the American Heart Association approached us. They said, we want to teach your kids hands-only CPR. And they stepped forward and said, you know what, we'll make it better. We'll bring Deion Dawkins to Niagara Falls High School. And we'll make sure he's there teaching the class with the American Heart Association. And walks Deion Dawkins, and our football team is there, and student body's there, and mainly the staff. We'll leave them alone. And then it moves fast forward to just a couple of months ago. And Michelle called and said, we have this opportunity for a social justice type grant. And I said, you know, Niagara Falls High School has done a wonderful job with our student champion team. The team that talks about trauma-informed practices. She said, well, why don't you have them come up and present to the front office of the Bills. 15 of our students traveled by bus and went and presented trauma-informed practices. And as they told me this afternoon, the staff was completely appreciative of what they learned, but more impressed with Niagara Falls High School students. And then they took them on a tour and got to run on the field and do all those things. And then we got a call that said, we know you have a food pantry and a backpack program. What we would like to do is we would like to donate $100,000 to Feed More in the name of the Niagara Falls School District. That is just incredible. And it is a wonderful partnership. They're the big bills, but they're looking out for Niagara Falls students. They're looking out for us in Niagara Falls. It's just kind of mind-blowing. So today, we had a separate meeting, and I walked in like I owned the place. Nobody paid attention to me there. And then we're talking, and there goes Josh Allen driving by, and here comes Deion Dawkins and Osiris Torrance talking, and Michelle takes you right in there and does everything. And it's like, well, these people are from Niagara Falls. They're important to us. That's the message she's telling these people we watch on TV. The Niagara Falls kids are important to us. That's what she's saying to them. And then, of course, I met Sam on her first day at work, but she's still working. That's why I'm happy about her. But it's just so incredible that, and we're so thankful you adopted us. And we appreciate that. And as a small token of all that you've done, we'd like to present the Bills Foundation with the Golden Apple. So thank you very much.
Yes. Well, on behalf of the Buffalo Bills and the Buffalo Bills Foundation, we are so honored to receive this award, and we are so honored to partner with the Niagara Falls City School District. It really has been an incredible partnership. Every school that we've been to, every student that we've met, and especially at the top with Mark Laurie, we have been so impressed. Want to say what an advocate Mark Laurie is for this district and for the students.
Thank you.
when we called and we talked about the backpack program and trying to expand that to Mountain Falls City Schools, he said, well, what about the middle school? What about the high school? I said, well, there's a pantry program. Okay, let's do the pantry program. And he said, what about the middle school students? So we convinced Feedmore to bring the pantry program to the middle schools as well, so that every school could have some sort of program to support the food insecure students. When we called about the social justice grant around mental health, and he told us about the Champions program, he said that really seems like something that we could wrap our arms around. It really seems like a nice program. And he said, let's just mention it, but keep it in mind. It'd be really great to get our students there and present. Without Mark pushing us that extra mile, those ideas, I think, expand the opportunities for the students here. He's not only an advocate and a great representative, but he advocates for the students of the district on a regular basis. And it makes us, and so when the opportunity comes up and we're looking for things, and we're trying to make Mental Health Awareness Month, this is top of mind, so he's not pushing it, but when the opportunity arises, we know, because he's planted the seeds and within us, that would be a really neat experience. So I do appreciate Mark opening the doors for us, and I do have to say, Sam was with us when Josh Allen was doing his autograph signing. We do one autograph signing a year, tons and tons of autographs. Sam had to run to a meeting, and I said, Mark is here, we're waiting for someone else, trying to finish up. And so she leaves Josh Allen, and it was like, Mark, where are you?
Never has that ever happened. Never will it ever happen.
So Charles, so Mark Lord is the MVP here.
Thank you. Oh, we appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, so on behalf of all of us, appreciate you. No one ever would do that to John. Wow, he's going buying a golf cart with you, John. He just got that going. He didn't stop. Everybody else, she showed me the room. There's 850 things. He signs them all. And he never complains, he never says anything, he smiles the whole time. I'm like, oh my God, this guy is really doing something. No, he signed them all with a pen. I was like, wow, that's crazy. I'd like to do this. I would like to have all of the students who receive the seal of biodiversity. Would you stand? I'd like to say on behalf of the school board and myself, congratulations, job well done. We're proud of you. Thank you. I'd like to have our future teacher, a scholarship winner, off-state attendee, future employee in the Niagara Falls School District. Would you please stand? Congratulations. Can we have our great Golden Apple recipients who do so much for this district, who give so much to us? Would you please stand? Thank you also very much. Now, we have just an enthralling, spellbinding, wonderful board meeting that you can either take a minute to leave or stay for. I know what I would do if I was sitting there. You're welcome to stay. Is it a golf cart? I'm sorry.
Ray, you want to cue up that video? Judy, I'm sorry. Okay. I didn't know if you wanted that big audience to stay, Mary Beth.
I like an audience. Nice thing. Ray, probably after I'm done talking.
Whenever you want it to roll, just let me know.
Okay.
So we'd like to continue. Tommy, are you good with the filming? We'll wait for you, Mr. Velardo. Thanks. Mary Beth, thank you for your patience. I hope you enjoyed.
I did.
Did you? I hope you enjoyed
I
it.
picked a good night to come.
You
That
did.
was nice.
So this is Mary Beth Smith. She runs the Francis Center and has taken the Francis Center over from Sister Betty. Sister Betty was wonderful, but they were lucky to get Mary Beth. And unfortunately, I won't say the word evicted, but Mary Beth is program, which is helpful to our students at Bond and then Cataract, soon to be Cataract, needed a new home. So we're recommending that we find her a home in the CEC. We're going to clear out some space for her to be there. We're going to get kids to her program. She does a wonderful service. Her team does a wonderful service. They've been a mainstay on Niagara Street for a while. And we don't want to see the Francis Center suffer or lose in any way. So we're offering her space, and the reason I'm very comfortable with this is because she helps our kids. Primarily the primary kids, formerly at Bond, but now moving to Cataract and then soon to be Cataract and Bond. So Mary Beth, thank you and to your board for everything you did. I just want the board to have there's a resolution for this evening, and I just want the board to have a small bit of flavor of what you do.
Thank you. Thanks for giving me a few minutes, everybody. It's nice to be here. I know you must have Fanny fatigue by now, as we call it at Francis Center, so I'll be quick. I'm here this evening as director of Francis Center, a 501c3 nonprofit children's program that's been serving the students of your district for 28 years. Our founder began the program in 1997 in the Niagara Street neighborhood, and we've been supporting children there ever since. I myself have 23 years of classroom teaching experience at the primary level prior to beginning my work with Francis Center in 2022, and I hold a master's degree in school counseling. This combination of qualifications sets me up to guide Francis Center in the exact ways that will honor its mission. The mission of Francis Center has always been to love the children first and to give them a safe, happy place to be after school. However, what sets us apart from other after-school programs is our laser focus on making sure that your students are successful in school. We do this by hiring qualified teachers so that working with the school district to identify the students who are at risk and communicating regularly with each child's classroom teacher, we can most efficiently support what happens during their school day through our work in the full-time after-school program. We serve students in kindergarten through grade 2, targeting these early grades on purpose so that we can prevent at-risk students from falling behind by helping them to build a rock-solid foundation of those early reading, math, and writing skills. We have a strong program focus on teaching positive behaviors, effective school habits, and social emotional skills that will allow them to become the type of learner who can benefit from the hard work of their teachers. We feel that this builds the whole child into a student who can succeed from an early age. And best of all, we're proud to say we do this at no cost to the families. We're very appreciative that the teachers and administrators at Bond, as well as district data managers, share data on our students' performance with us so that we can show evidence of the effect our program has on your students' academic growth. We also collect site-based data, and we work in collaboration with Niagara University to collect information that will show the effectiveness of our work with your kids. Equally as important as the academic data we collect, however, is what we've learned about our program's effect on your attendance rates. For the 2023-24 school year, kindergarten students who attended Francis Center's after-school program missed an average of 12 days of school, where their counterparts at Brown Primary who did not attend our program missed an average of 25.5 days of school. That's more than a 50% difference. First graders who attended our program missed 18 days of school, where those who did not missed 26.5 days of school. We feel that being a part of our program contributes to this, not only because we're creating a program that they want to be present for, but because we adhere to our strict attendance policy, and we're very clear with parents that we operate with a long waiting list of students that need to be served by Francis Center and want to be part of the program. Francis Center has operated out of the former St. Stan's school building next door to Bond Primary for the last 18 years. And as you can imagine, this was an ideal location in the heart of our children's neighborhood and in walking distance of their school. However, we've been notified that the building we rent would be sold and has since been sold, and we need to find a new home. We've been searching for a year, and this has not been an easy task. This offer to use classrooms in the Community Education Center and to aid in transporting them to our program is a true blessing for us. It not only will allow us to continue serving your students from the Niagara Street neighborhood, but will allow us to grow and begin serving students from Cataract Elementary as well. My future planning committee often asks me what my biggest dream is, and I say to serve all of your schools. So this is a step in the right direction, and you're helping to make it possible. In addition, we'll be adding small group counseling to our list of services, starting with the fall session as a way to help meet the social emotional needs of your students. As a 501c3, we face the challenge of relying on grants and both community and individual support to continue to do our work. To all those present this evening, on the board and otherwise, in support of children here tonight, I ask you to please spread the word about Francis Center. Help people to know about the ways that we support the children of Niagara Falls. Visit our website, franciscenter.com, to learn more about us and where there is an option to donate. And check out Francis Center's Facebook page to get an idea of what we look like day to day. Any like or follow there helps to spread the word about what we do. Thank you for giving me some time this evening and for strengthening the relationship between Francis Center and the Niagara Falls City School District.
Thank you for what you've done. I want to also thank Rocco Marino and Dorothy Brundage, and now Angela Manella and Leah Baldessari, who will be the primary recipients of the support. And you have a little video?
A little video.
Can we show a little video?
Created by a Niagara University student.
nice. Thank you, Mary Beth. Any questions for Mary Beth before she leaves? Thank you for your help with our students. We have all hands on deck,
Thank you.
and your hands are strong, and we appreciate what you're
I
doing.
feel a part of the team because the administrators make it so I appreciate that.
No, you're a big part of our team.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you again. The final piece of business prior to 7 o'clock is I'd like to spend the next 16 minutes or so reviewing agenda items. Again, my intention to move swiftly through this is in no way an attempt to gloss over anything. There are a few changes to the agenda, and Maria, you've already distributed the personnel reports. So I'll call on Maria to answer any questions you might have personnel. But we're asking you tonight to approve the salt plow trucks. The 2 salt plow trucks were bid. We can receive those with your approval in 45 days. And Becky's already put them on notice. And then if you approve it tonight, she'll put a purchase order in tomorrow. So we can move on those plow trucks. And then I know I'll jinx myself. 46 days later, it better not snow, that's all. That would be awful. Moving ahead to the short-term contracts. And I spoke to a board member today, and I'm going to expand on these short-term contracts so you have a little bit more detail going forward and in the future in terms of how many students are impacted and cost per student. But these are mainly, 6 through 14 are mainly things in order for Ms. Buckman, 5 through 14, in order for Ms. Buckman to carry out the annual pre-K jamboree. So that's what those are. We do have that SUNY course that I spoke to with Dr. Holmes. Christopher Beanie is to oversee for 3 months our nurse practitioner. The NOAA one is a small one for working with high school students, and the Sergey Web design is for our newsletter. 601 through 603, our code of conduct. I will tell you this, we will be back at a meeting in late July that we haven't set yet, because we're going to have to make sure that the code of conduct, at least 602, reflects the new smart device ban. So we will have to amend that in about a month prior to August 1st. 04 is for dues only. It's $11,100 dues only to small cities. We've belonged to them. This is not toward the lawsuit, which you have approved in the past. This is dues only. 05 through 06 are for, that is to pay SUNY Niagara for the students that many of you saw here for their college courses. We get the money through a grant, and then we turn around and pay SUNY Niagara for the college courses so that so that there isn't a student who has to pay a dime for those college classes. 607 is what Mary Beth just referred to, the lease. 608, 9, 10, 11, these are required by our grants. We still have a number of great grants, and when you write for a grant, you also have to pay for an evaluation. This is to pay different groups for evaluations of the grants. 12 through 23 are for various contracts. The majority of these contracts in 12 through 23 are for summer programs, okay? Everything from Memorial Hospital for athletic training to Hogle, which is F-Bites, to the Boys and Girls Club, which I'm pleased to report to you, will extend their hours. I was asked by a board member at the previous meeting about 4 o'clock. They will extend their, 3 o'clock, they will extend their hours. And because the Boys and Girls Club has a LEAPS grant that they own, we're not asking to increase the amount of money in that contract, but they will extend the hours for our ELP students who will be at 79th Street School. So it's everything from Master Catchins to the Ice Pavilion to Memorial to Modi Cox and so forth. 24 through 30 are payments. All of those payments have been certified. The work has been done. As an aside, right now, this is good news. I'm so happy to announce it, even though Mr. Zimmerman's here. The power is going to generator at LaSalle Prep. And the reason the power is going to generator at LaSalle Prep is because the transformer is going in tomorrow, which will generate air conditioning at LaSalle Prep. I like Mr. Zimmerman, I have nothing against him, but his will be the last school to receive air conditioning, and that will happen in the middle of July. Even though we were in there yesterday, and as he reports, the first floor is cool, but there's not enough energy to get that air up to the second and third floor. Is that why? Yeah, because of the resilience of Mr. Zimmerman, he said, let LaSalle go first. And no, it's just the way they scheduled it. But I'm happy to tell you, one of the texts I just received is all things are go for LaSalle. Those are payments. The only nuance to those payments are Danforth, which has done the yeoman's work. We're releasing half of their retainage because the amount we're holding in retainage even now is more than the work that they have to do. And they've done a good job, Danforth, so that's also for their retainage. As we move forward to 631 and 632, Mr. Smeal described those last week. These are planned services agreements with Johnson Controls in case there are any issues with fire or HVAC mechanical. 633, and I'll ask Becky to jump in here. 633 is for our property casualty insurance. This is nicer. This is our property casualty insurance. This is a not to exceed number. Right. So that 838,000 is the high point of it. Why did we put a not to exceed number in there? Because NYSER has still not given us the actual number yet. And we've told NYSER, every district in New York State has to do this now. That's your customer. We need this number. We need this number sooner than this. This is for property casualty insurance. It protects us against slips and falls. It protects us against damage to buildings. We've traditionally had it. Maria, Becky, myself have met with NYSER. Mr. Petrozzi said it in that meeting. We're recommending we continue with NYSER and that you approve this tonight so there's no lapse on July 1st, right? The coverage ends at midnight, June 30th. We need to start July 1st. Becky, anything to add?
Mark?
Yeah.
Mark, what was the reasoning? What was the reasoning that we don't have a number?
Becky? Use the microphone, Becky.
NYSER sets their rates, but they have to be approved by a New York State board. And the New York State Board had approved everything except for the general liability portion of their rate. And I believe they just got approval of that, I think, yesterday. So it goes back to NYSER then, back through their board, and hopefully we'll have our actual rate maybe tomorrow, early next week for sure. So I'm thinking the next meeting we'll be able to bring forward an amended resolution with the actual rate in there, but we did not want to let anything lapse just in case we didn't have the rate in time.
Would you let them know this is unacceptable?
Yes.
There is absolutely no reason for this.
Yes.
They obviously did not put the rate request in early enough because, you know, this, they're leaving us with no choice. If there's a 20% increase, you know, we're stuck.
We built in a percentage here.
Yes, and they did give us an estimate.
I realize you built in a percentage, but if they have a 20% increase, so our choice is not to go with them, and where are we going to go in a week? Nowhere.
Right.
So just let them know.
Yeah.
You know, very, very upset.
The voice from the heaven, I happen to agree with you. There's no reason to do that. There's there's no reason. They have how many districts in the state? Time it out. We're in total agreement, and we will communicate that to Mr. Brady.
Well, I'm guessing the reinsurers, I'm guessing the reinsurers didn't come in with their number. And that's probably the problem, but, this is just unacceptable.
I agree, and we will, when they call us with the number, we're going to tell them that hopefully tomorrow, because we agree.
No problem. This is their mulligan, but it shouldn't happen again.
No. Also, as Becky said so correctly, that once we get anything official, if there's some change, hopefully downward, we'll either tell you this is a not to exceed number, or we'll come back with another resolution. But this is a not to exceed number. Our fear is having 1 second of time lapse on insurance. We can't afford that.
If you approve the not to exceed, when we get the rate, we are able to sign and bind our coverage.
Right.
And then bring it back to you with the amended rate.
If there's any issue with our not to exceed, make sure you let us know right away, Beck, okay?
Absolutely. You'll hear from me. Guess what? There better not be. That's not a threat. Who am I to threaten an insurance company? That's not a threat. But we will, Russ. Thank you. Again, there's another resolution to ensure that you see that we're purchasing 2 plow trucks with their salt trucks with the ability to put a plow on them. We have to have a special meeting on Monday, June 23rd. The reason for that special meeting that we agreed at last time is really threefold. Number one, I'd like to give you the results of the 920 person cell phone, smart device survey, and talk a little bit about our plans. Number two, we want to make sure that you have in hand the 80 or so resolutions that Judy's putting together for July 1st. And then we do need an executive session for sure on the 23rd to talk about the promotion of a number of individuals. So there's a big need for an executive session that time as well. It'll be a short open meeting. It's a non-voting meeting, but that's the reason that I asked Judy to put that on there. Normal time. Yeah, 5:30. Mr. Bass and all board members will have dinner at 5:30 meeting, and hopefully we'll be in executive session no later than 6:30. 6:15 or 6:30, Mr. Bass. 6:36. Finally, tonight, before I ask Maria about personnel, we are asking you to waive the tabling on the 30-day adoption of policy 7350, timeout and physical restraint. Maria has worked on this very diligently. We do need to get this approved because we do need to report this year to the state. It is a state-driven down mandate, Maria, is that correct? And we need to be in compliance, A, with a policy, and B, with a report that says if we've had any incidences of this. So I'd ask you to waive that 30-day tabling. Maria, do you have anything to point out on the personnel report? I'll make comments after you. Do you have anything to point out, or other questions on personnel?
So you did receive your report earlier this week, and it did have the little stars on it. So if you have any questions about the report that you received, I'm happy to try to answer them. What we did was, Mr. Laurie and I did some additional work after our last meeting. Mr. Bass, if you need a copy of that, I have a copy for you. Mr. Laurie and I did a little work after our last meeting and added some additional positions. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer those. There are quite a few, so if you need me to go through them all, I'm happy to do that as well.
I want to say something about that because I received a call on 2 issues on this. Number one, Ms. Massaro is contacting or has contacted the teachers impacted, telling them, dependent on tonight's vote, where they'll be. That's number one. Number two, there are very few probationary appointments put on here. That is by design. A, we wanted to fill all the positions, or to the best of our ability, fill all the positions, get everybody locked in, and then take a breath and look at the whole picture and then come back to you with an edited report in July giving probationary positions. I want to get everybody filled and then really take a good look at evaluations and principal recommendations before we put probationary positions on there. So that's the reason why. Some people said, well, there's no probation. That's the reason why. In terms of where we are with staffing, I would say we are at 96 or 97% staffed if we had to open tomorrow. In the spirit of transparency, if we had to open tomorrow, there is one area, I believe, that we are still lacking, and that is world languages. I think that's the area that we have to do the most work. Would you agree or not?
I do agree, that is correct.
World language, you saw Miss Carey, who was here, Miss Wagner, who wasn't here, they're retired. I think we're retiring at least two world language. So if I were to tell you where are the biggest holds from making us 99%, it would be because we don't have our world language teachers all hired yet. So that is honestly and upfront where we're missing. But we'll work on that. And there will be another personnel report on July 1st. So you will see any names that we have. And there are a few grade shifts that we have to do still. But remember, we still have almost 3 months, so we're in good shape. I would say 96%, 97% done. World languages is an area I'm concerned about. That's second language. Speech therapy.
We still need one speech therapist.
Just one. One in speech. There's a one-off here, a one-off there, but world languages is more than one. Now, we need one speech therapist. How did we do in school psychologists, Maria?
We hired 3.
We hired all of our school psychologists. One speech, 3 world languages, maybe a special education teacher.
Well, maybe a special ed teacher here or there, and maybe a gen ed teacher, dependent upon if we have to open up some classes.
Right, good. So the summary is 3 world languages, 1 speech. We may have to open up a class or 2 in gen ed, and a special ed teacher. So 1 or 2. So we're sitting on June 12th, and we're 7 or 8 short. We've got 3 months to do it. We'll get it done. I'm not concerned, but I want you to know those are the holes right now. No, 8 as of today. And on July 1st, Mrs. Dunn, I think the number will be 3. But I'll give you a full report. Right now it's 8. July 1st, our goal would be 3 or fewer. And that's Maria doing a lot of work with her office. And I'm usually the holdup because she's calling me and I'm off at the Bill Stadium or something like that. I don't know where I'm at. Anything else, members of the board? We don't have to do that scholarship we presented during the meeting. And then I have 2 last things. I do have some closing comments, and also we do need an executive session for 1 item and 1 item only, and that item, I'll tell you with the appropriate language, is the executive session is for a child victims case settlements. That's the reason we're going to go in executive session, and there will be no action taken afterwards. Okay? Thank you, everybody. All rise. Mr. Bill,
all rise. Say the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Reflections by Mrs. Clara Dunn.
Dear Lord, we thank you for allowing us to be here once again. We ask that you continue to be with us and guide us as we lead your children into a better future. We thank you for your blessings, and we continue to ask for them, not only on this board, but for our parents, our teachers, staff, and community. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Nice job.
Very nice.
Nice job.
Okay. 302 oral communications, there are none.
I've got to call the
Oh,
roll.
sorry,
Mr.
roll call. I'll be all right. Hang with me. I'm
Calling the
novice.
roll. Mr. Bass.
Present.
Mr. Bilson.
Here.
Mr. Kinsemi. Here. I believe Mr. Capizzi is excused. Mrs. Dunn. Mr. McLeod. Is Mr. McLeod with us? Yes, thank
He's
you.
on
He
the
is
board.
remote. Thank you. Mr. Petrosi
Here.
is remote. Mr. Velardo and Mr. Pareto.
Here.
As usual, for those gentlemen who are remote, I will assume you are voting affirmatively. If you do not wish to do that, please let me know.
Okay, so 302 oral communications, there are none. Sorry, I jumped the gun on that. 303 written communications, there are none. We're going to take 401 and 402 together, being the 401, the minutes for May 2025, and 402, the approval of budget transfer. A motion? Okay, Mr. Kinsemi.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Okay. 403, the approval of the following bids. The OGS mini bid for plow truck. May I have a motion?
Second.
Any question?
Mr. Bass?
Yes.
Mr. Bilson?
Yes.
Mr. Kinsemi? Mrs. Dunn? Mr. Velardo? Mr. Pareto?
Yes. 404, treasurer's report, received and filed. 405, budget status report, received and filed. 406, personnel report certificated. May I have a motion? Mr. Kinsemi? Mr. Velardo, second. Any under question?
Mr. Bilson?
Yes.
Mr. Bass?
Yes.
Mr. Kinsemi? Mrs. Dunn? Mr. Velardo? And Mr. Pareto?
Yes. Okay, the 407 personnel report classified. May I have a motion, please? Mr. Bilson, Mr. Kinsemi, second. Any questions? None? Okay.
Mr. Bass?
Yes.
Mr. Bilson?
Yes.
Mr. Kinsemi? Mr. Kinsemi, was that affirmative?
Yeah.
Thank you. Mrs. Dunn? Mr. Velardo? And Mr. Pareto?
Yes. Okay, let's see. Reports on special education, there are none. 409, reports from the Committee on Preschool Special Education. Move it. Sorry, Mr. Bass?
We don't have the first one this month.
We're going to do that on July 1st. Sorry.
Okay, any questions? Call the roll.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
410, short-term contracts. And we have a few of them. We have the, I have to pronounce this correctly. Sergey Web Solutions, Niagara Organizing Alliance for Hope, SUNY Niagara course Becoming a Teacher Assistant. Number 4, Christopher Benny, collaboration with nurse practitioner. Number 5, Always a Party. Number 6, Explore More. Number 7, Fun Buffalo Outdoor Games. Number 8, Lahori Fried Foods. Number 9, James Donahue. Number 10, Buffalo Museum of Science. Number 11, Lakeview Animal Sanctuary. Number 12, Ninja Styles Barber Shop. Number 13, Rachel's Mobile Salon. Number 14, Prehistoric World. May I have a motion, please? Mr. Kinsemi, Mr. Bass. In a second. Any questions? Call for the vote.
Mr. Bass?
Yes.
Mr. Bilson?
Yes.
Mr. Kinsemi? Mrs. Dunn? Mr. Velardo? Mr. Pareto?
Yes. 411, Head Start and Early Head Start reports. Motion? Mr. Velardo, Mr. Kinsemi.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Number 5, unfinished business. 501, none. Number 6, new business. I'm going to take 601 and 6 through 603. They're all related to safety. Approval of number 601 is approval of building level school safety plans as amended. 602, approval of the district code of conduct as amended. 603, approval of comprehensive district-wide school safety plan. May I have a motion? Mr. Consemi, Mr. Velardo, second. Any questions? Okay, call for the vote.
Mr. Bass?
Yes.
Mr. Bilson?
Yes.
Mr. Consemi? Yes. Mrs. Dunn? Mr. Velardo? Yes. Mr. Paretto?
Yes. Okay, 604, approval of payment to New York State Association for Small City Schools. Mr. Consemi, second. Mr. Bilson. Any questions? Okay, call for the vote.
Mr. Bass?
Yes.
Mr. Bilson? Yes. Mr. Consemi? Mrs. Dunn? Mr. Velardo? Yes. Mr. Paretto?
Yes. All right, we're going to take 605 and 606 together. Professional services related grants. 605, the approval of contract for professional consultant services. 606, approval of contract for professional consultant services by independent contractor. Okay, may I have a motion? Second. Okay. Was that Mr. Velardo, Mr. Bilson on second? Any questions? Okay, call for the vote.
Mr. Bass?
Yes.
Mr. Bilson?
Yes.
Mr. Consemi? Yes. Mrs. Dunn? Mr. Velardo? Mr. Paretto?
Yes. 607, approval of lease between the school district of the city of Niagara Falls and the Francis Center Incorporated to lease a portion of the 60th Street School. Second. Mr. Bass, Mr. Bilson, second. Any questions? Okay, call for the vote.
Mr. Bass?
Yes.
Mr. Bilson?
Yes.
Mr. Consemi?
For taking this initiative. I think it's a very valuable program, and I'd like to see it continue. And I see that our children would benefit from it.
Thank you.
Mrs. Dunn? Mr. Velardo? Mr. Paretto?
Yes. Okay, I'm going to take 608 through 611 for grant evaluation. Number 608, approval of contract between the city school district and the NMG evaluation for independent grant evaluation. 609, approval of contract between city school district and VIA evaluation and professional grant evaluation. 610, approval of contract between city school district and VIA evaluation for professional evaluations. And as well as 611, approval of contract between VIA evaluations and the school-based mental health services grant. May I have a motion?
Move it.
Was that Mr. Consemi? Second. Second, Mr. Bilson. Under question. Okay, Judy, call for the vote.
Mr. Bass?
Yes.
Mr. Bilson?
Yes.
Mr. Consemi?
Yes.
Mrs. Dunn? Mr. Velardo?
Yes.
Mr. Paretto?
Yes. Okay, they're going to take 612 through 623. Approval of contract for consulting services between the city school district and Niagara Alliance for restorative practices. 613, approval of contract between the city school district and Booker College Planning. 614, contract for the TEL consulting firm. 615, approval of contract with the Niagara Falls Bowler Drum for summer programming. 616, approval of contract between Niagara Falls Boys and Girls Club. 617, for a contract with Hogatol, formerly F-Bites. 618, approval of contract with Melinda A. Scheim, psychologist. 619 is a contract Because I Tried Enterprises Incorporated. 620, approval of contract with Native Language Services LLC. 621, approval of contract with Niagara Falls Memorial Medical Center for the summer programming. 622, approval of contract for professional services between Niagara Sports Tournaments. I believe that's the ice pavilion.
Yes.
623, approval of contract with Master Ketchen's Martial Arts Academy for summer extended learning. May I have a motion, please? Mr. Velardo.
Second.
Mr. Bass.
I'm sorry.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Mr. Bass?
Yes.
Mr. Bilson?
Yes.
Mr. Kinsemi?
Yes.
Mrs. Dunn? Mr. Velardo? Mr. Pareto?
Yes. Okay, we're going to take 624 through 630. And this is all related to our capital projects. So it'll be a bunch of contractors here. 624, approval of payment number 15 to John W. Danforth for HVAC work. 625, approval of payment number 16 for John W. Danforth for HVAC work. 625, approval of payment with John W. Danforth for HVAC work. That was payment number 15, excuse me. 627, payment number 16, John W. Danforth for HVAC. 628, approval of payment for number 15 to Fry Electric Construction Company. 629, a payment number 15 to Stark Tech Technology. And 630, approval of payment to Johnson Controls for electronic control and breath of fresh air project. May I have a motion, please?
Move it.
Mr. Bass, Mr. Kinsemi, second.
Bless you.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Mr. Bass?
Yes.
Mr. Bilson?
Yes.
Mr. Kinsemi?
Yes.
Mrs. Dunn? Mr. Velardo?
Yes.
Mr. Pareto?
Yes. All right, 631 and 632. Extension of planned services agreement between Niagara Falls City School District and Johnson Controls for fire safety. 632, extension of planned service agreements between City School District with Johnson Controls for HVAC and mechanical. May I have a motion, please?
Move it. Second.
Mr. Kinsemi, Mr. Bilson, second. Any questions? Call the roll.
Mr. Bass?
Yes.
Mr. Bilson?
Yes.
Mr. Kinsemi?
Yes.
Mrs. Dunn? Mr. Velardo? Mr. Pareto?
Yes. 633, approval to bind property or general liability insurance with the NYSER Corporation, or company, excuse me. Mr. Velardo, second. Mr. Bilson. Any questions? Call the roll.
Mr. Bass?
Yes.
Mr. Bilson?
Yes.
Mr. Kinsemi?
Yes.
Mrs. Dunn? Mr. Velardo? Mr. Pareto?
Yes. 634, motion for approval of a resolution, the purchase of 2 plow trucks. May I have a motion? Mr. Bilson, or Mr. Velardo, Mr. Bilson, second. Any questions? Call the roll.
Mr. Bass?
Yes.
Mr. Bilson?
Yes.
Mr. Kinsemi?
Yes.
Mrs. Dunn? Mr. Velardo? Mr. Pareto?
Yes. 635, for a special meeting on June 23rd, Board of Education. Have a motion, please.
Is that at 5 o'clock, Mark?
Yeah, usual, 5 o'clock meeting, 5:30, we'll start, 6:15 executive session.
Thank you.
Looked like Mr. Bilson and Mr. Velardo second. Any questions? Call the roll.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion carried. Okay. All right. 701, to waive the 30-day tabling of 7350, proposed policy. Do I have a motion to waive?
Second.
Mr. Velardo, Mr. Bilson. Any questions?
I guess I have a question, Mark. Are we going to be instructing our staff on those new regulations?
It's a good question. I'm going to ask, yes, we are, but I'm going to ask Ms. Massaro to talk about how we are going to do that. Because it's important. It's important not that you approve the policy, which we've got to start with, but we've got to communicate this across the district.
Yeah.
It is a very good question. It is a requirement of the policy and of the law that there be annual training for employees on this. Mr. Wooten and Mrs. Mateer have been working on this in terms of a program called UCARO to get some of our staff trained on that. This week I met with Mr. Del Porto. He's well versed in this type of training, so he is going to be conducting some trainings. He may even attend the UCARO training himself and come back and do turnkey on it. He has already trained the safety officers, and Brian Rotella and a teacher at Niagara Falls High School have already done some minimal training with some of the staff there.
Right.
I believe, Mr. Wooten, you just put out an email today that you were going to meet with the administrators over the summer about that. Yeah.
I think it's August 18th.
Yes.
August 18th, we'll do the training with the administrators, and then we will use the beginning of the school year.
Correct.
So in the calendar you approved a couple weeks ago, there are staff development days built in prior to the start of school. We'll use those days, amongst other things, to train in this policy so that the entire staff gets it. Because you're right, they've got to know it as much as we have to know it. And this is something that came down from New York State, correct, Maria?
This is in conjunction with what you used to have to report twice a year about corporal punishment.
Right.
This is an offshoot of that which expanded upon the requirement of districts when it comes time to, unfortunately, have to do any type of timeout or physical restraint with students.
Right.
Maria, would the commissioner or staff give us a tabloid of what we can do? Because that policy we're voting on now really restricts teachers to no end.
Correct. And that is, that's for adverse instances. When you take a look at the policy, there's a section on definitions, and it defines for you the types of things that are absolutely prohibited. As you'll go through, you'll notice there are some instances of, and I use the term very loosely, acceptable restraint, and those are in times of physical danger for the student to themselves or to others. And those are the things that we have to very narrowly define and we have to be trained for, are those instances of restraint that are, again, quote unquote, acceptable.
And we have,
The only thing I see I object to is there's no consequences, correct?
for the student or the
There's no consequence if the kid uses his phone or anything else, and you can't do anything about it.
Well, now there's a new cell phone policy that the students won't have their phones in schools any longer.
Right. But, so if a student is going to harm themselves or someone else, there are permitted ways to restrain a student and permitted lengths of time that the student can be restrained. Am I correct?
That's correct. And those are locally determined, but they're also determined under the law. And in addition to that, there's extensive documentation that is now required for every instance of physical restraint in the district.
Yeah. And my pledge to the board members will be that I will report to you every individual time that happens. I'm going to protect. There's some things that have to be protected, but I will report that we had an instance of physical restraint. And then we can talk about it at greater length if it's appropriate publicly or in executive session. But I commit to you my report anytime that occurs so that you'll be aware of it. Not only will you be aware of it, I believe I have to certify to the state with detail any time that was used.
That's correct, Mr. Lay.
Yep. So the consequence of violating that would follow the legal, contractual, and New York State provisions of the Employee Acts, right? If it was exceeded.
If you're talking about consequences to staff,
Yep.
correct.
Start there.
Consequences for students, Obviously, you have at your disposal, and the principals have at their disposal, the suspension process.
Right. So I know you have a question, Earl. I just want to finish this, if you don't mind. So for staff, we would use the collective bargaining tools and the state allowable tools. For a student, I and only the principals have the ability to suspend for 3 reasons and 3 reasons only, right? That is for endangerment, insubordination, and disorderly conduct. So if a student was violating one of the 3 allowable suspendable reasons, and those are the only 3 ways you can suspend a student, that still exists. That's still, this does not usurp that ability of the principal only.
Mr. Bass.
I think Mr. Consemi's question was in reference to the cell phone ban, if there was any consequence. I think he was misinterpreting 7350 as the cell phone ban as opposed to the physical restraint.
Okay.
Is that what you're doing? Were you referencing the cell phone ban, and if there's any consequence to a student not surrendering their device?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. So there will be.
You can't seclude them anymore. You can't do anything anymore.
For what? For the cell phone or the restraint?
Well, I mean, for safety. I mean, there's a lot to that. There's a lot to that.
Yeah.
It takes away all the power from the teachers, really.
Yeah. No, you can't. You can't put a student in a secluded room.
These used to occur, and you're not allowed to do that anymore. That's what this is about.
Right.
You haven't been allowed to do that for years. This is just a way to codify that and put it into a policy, and then on top of that, a reporting requirement that will at some point in time be audited by state authorities.
To me, it extends. So twice a year I had a report if we ever used corporal punishment. Again, in my 10 years as superintendent, I only made 1 report, and it wasn't a district employee, it was a contractor. This expands that to the use of inappropriate use of restraint or use of timeout or secluded rooms, which we can no longer do. Am I correct?
And have calming corners, though. I want to be very clear about that because we have those.
I'm sorry, what did
we
you
can have calming corners.
Oh, yeah.
Students have the ability to remove themselves into a corner with pillows and those things that help them calm down, and those things that are written on their IEPs that allow them to do that as well. But putting a student into a room with no windows and maybe some padding on the wall, and I'm not even really being that funny about it, which was acceptable maybe about 30 or 40 years ago in the school district, is absolutely no longer acceptable and hasn't been for many, many years, but the state is wanting to make sure that we have a policy about that.
Yeah, and we are spending money this summer on what we're calling sensory rooms. I think it's very important as we have students with exceptional abilities that sometimes need to go to a sensory room, which is very different than a room that has no windows or padding.
Much different, much
so
different.
That is permitted and that is allowed. And as a matter of fact, we're outfitting a couple of our schools. Abbott School is going to get some. We're going to spend some money at Abbott School to do that. So you're going to see more and more sensory rooms. Do you have a sensory room, Angela?
It's in our new step plan, nursing grant.
Okay, so Cataract is moving towards doing that. So it's the CalFIS, Bond. Every school in the very near future is going to have a sensory room where students can decompress, relax, get themselves back together. But we would be violating this policy that's come down to us from the state if we put them in a padded room or a closed room. First of all, that's inhumane. That's inhumane to even have to say that. And I would hope we wouldn't. I don't think we've ever done it during my tenure. I can't go back too far, but and I think this, as Maria said, codifies that and makes sure that we report any restraint or timeout that we use that is imposed on students.
Aversive. That's aversive.
Aversive restraint, right. So let me just be practical, and then I'll ask if you'd like to move on. Two students are fighting. We have the ability to intercede. A student is going to hurt himself or hurt Mr. Pareto, for instance. We have the ability to intercede. We have to use the minimal amount of restraint, an appropriate amount of restraint for that situation. I think that's what it's trying to get at. Okay? You're welcome.
Mr. Pareto, I believe we had a first and a second on the waiving.
So any other questions? Call the roll, please.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay, 701 is the adoption of 7350 timeout and physical restraint. May I have a motion? Mr. Velardo. This is done. Any questions? Call the roll.
Mr. Bass?
Yes.
Mr. Bilson?
Yes.
Mr. Consemi? Noted. Mrs. Dunn? Yes. Mr. Velardo?
Yes.
And Mr. Pareto?
Yes. Okay. All righty, that brings us to 801, public comment session on non-agenda items. We have one speaker today, Mr. Lawrence Blaber, all the way from 38th Street. To remind you, Mr. Blaber, although you spoke many times, you have 3 minutes, sir.
Okay. First, I want to congratulate the graduates and their parents who aren't here, but we should really be having about 3 times as many. For every child that succeeds, we're graduating 2 that don't, if you look at our numbers. Well, aren't capable of reading and moving on to being better citizens. And if we're going to acknowledge the successful students and celebrate that as a district, then we also have to accept that we have students that aren't going to be successful, and that's still on our watch. Better never stops, and we have to do better. Now, I came here because there are improvement plans that are often excluding parents. Like, these projects are working in silos, you know, and research proves family engagement equals better attendance, grades, and social skills. Yet parents are treated as an afterthought, not a priority. I have an autistic kid. We're talking about timeout and physical restraint, and nobody approached the school SEPTA. We have a special ed PTA of 80 members, and nobody approached us about this. I was trying to be calm, but as I saw that, I was losing it. I know I'm a thorn in your side when it comes to science of reading, yet a decision is made like we're gonna use Wilson, and nobody invites me or my wife or anybody to the meeting. You can't say parents matter and then not include us. Like, at some point, even in the leadership point, you would be like, hey, pal, you think my job is easy? Why don't you come into this meeting and see all the factors that I have to factor in to make a decision? And I'm not even getting that. You know, so we know our kids. I know my daughter. I've seen the light go out in her, okay? I know when she's excited for school and when we're not, but we're not invited. There's no limit to parental engagement. Every family wants to be involved, but parents won't be involved if they know if they ask for even something that's being part of a field trip, they're rejected. It only takes one negative interaction for a parent to shut down. And I'm not saying you can't ever be negative, but if you want them to be part of it, you have to make it part of your goals. We have TSI plans coming up this summer. They must include the targeted support group parents. And I'm talking independent parents, not people who are spouses, not people who are connected by blood. You need black parents because we're feeling black children, I got you in my phone. Special ed parents, I got you in my phone. Economically disadvantaged parents, I got you. I was talking to one the other day. NYSED requires collaboration with parents. So let's invite parents to the table. Because at this point, I feel like I'm only talking for the sake of talking to Judy, so we're having it on the record, because when everything goes pear-shaped, you can't say that no parent came and spoke up. Thank you.
Okay. 802, Superintendent's Report. Mr. Laurie.
Yeah, thank you. First of all, welcome back, Mr. Petrozzi. We're glad you're feeling better, and we're glad that you're recovering, and we miss you. Number two, I would like to extend to everyone in the room, in the district, and across the city that work with our children, a happy Father's Day to the fathers, the godfathers, the uncles, the special men in kids' lives. I want to wish you all a happy Father's Day and thank you for the leadership role that you play and the importance and the strength that a father brings to the table. And I want to wish everybody a happy Father's Day. Along with that, we won't be back, and I would like to say happy Juneteenth. I am very pleased that this district, even before it became a state holiday, we celebrated Juneteenth with the day of no school. And I would like to ask you to remember on Thursday in particular why Juneteenth is celebrated as a holiday. So please remember that, and it's as important a day as anything. I wanted to point out that, and I have pointed out a couple of times, we've got 2 groups on buses that have landed safely. Can't wait. Let's think about our baseball team who plays at 1 o'clock tomorrow, and then I believe when they win tomorrow, they play at 10 o'clock on Saturday, and then we'll greet them back here Saturday night with the trophy. And I'd also like to wish our 8 students who are running track at the state track championships the very, very, very best. Last night, we had a wonderful scholarship night at Niagara Falls High School. I know Mrs. Dunn and Mr. Villardo were there. It was a wonderful night, lots of scholarships, a lot of very generous people who gave scholarships, and a lot of awards for our graduates. I also want to call your attention to the, if you don't get the paper, I know Judy has a copy of it, but the Niagara Gazette ran a really nice story today about 24 of our students who built a gazebo. And it was wonderful. I'm calling that the world's sturdiest and best gazebo in North America. There's no way with the steel that they put into that gazebo it'll ever move. But it was built by 24 students in partnership with our labor unions and the city of Niagara Falls, and I appreciated the nice publicity that our kids got. It's a wonderful pavilion, and I even told them, Mr. Pareto, that you made them dig that trench from the pavilion all the way to the falls, even though it didn't need to go that far. The kids did it, and they did a wonderful job at that. Tomorrow is class day. It's an exciting day for Niagara Falls High School. Please be safe. Our students be safe. Have a good time. The parade will leave after the assembly, 10:30-ish. It'll go down the Porter Road, past Gaskill and Hyde Park School, up Robbins Drive, and then the kids will picnic all afternoon. Please be careful. It's a new song that I've never heard before. The prom and post-prom will take place next Friday night into Saturday, so we won't be back for that. But again, wishing our kids fun, safety, and really hoping that they have a wonderful time. I forgot to mention this. I also received a wonderful card from Oakwood Cemetery. Our trades kids did some carpentry work for Oakwood Cemetery. We're getting more requests than we have time for our trades kids. And so I asked yesterday for a ranch house to the mayor. He has a couple of picked out. He is going to take Mr. Rajak and a couple of people through a ranch house in Niagara Falls. The purpose of the ranch house is for our kids next year to refurbish it and then let the city hopefully sell it and turn it around. So we wanted a ranch. We wanted to make sure it had all of the trades that it needed, and we'll get all the safety and permits. But that's 24 kids, and that's a really good start on the trades. we have a super accelerated program, and I just didn't get a chance to check on LaSalle Prep, but I just want to tell you our super accelerated program at Gaskill takes geometry in 8th grade. Geometry is a course usually taken in 10th grade, and it's a very difficult course. All 9 of the Gaskill students that took geometry passed it, and one Gaskill student, an 8th grader, received a score of 99 on the geometry Regents exam. It's kind of unbelievable. I just, we have to meet her because maybe she could work in the business office, Becky. But because I could take it twice and not get 99 on it, adding the 2 scores together. So I was blown away when I saw that. Board members, we do have that special meeting as you approved on the 23rd. Again, it will be a non-voting, non-speaking meeting, but we will give you the results of the cell phone survey. I really want to thank 920 people for responding. Now, interestingly, and you'll see this on the report, a third of them were students, a third of them were staff, and a third of them were parents and community. So that's really good response. The next day right here, we'll have a virtual town meeting where we can answer questions and talk about where we are with the cell phone policy, the smart device policy. We do need to work on it. It's probably the biggest thing on our agenda for the next month, but we'll get that done, and we'll get that done with a lot of explanation and meeting. I believe that is all of the reports. It's been a whirlwind of great stuff in Niagara Falls High School in particular. Thank you again, I want to thank the 4 Golden Apple winners, the scholarship winner, and the 24 Seal of Biliteracy recipients this evening. We will need an executive session, Mr. Pareto and members of the board. At the conclusion of your roundtable, I will read the specific permissible reason for it. Thank you so much.
All right, round the table. We'll start with Mr. Earl Banks.
Last week on Friday, I attended the Gray Area Film Festival.
Oh, yeah.
With our students. They put on, they throughout the year made short films, and they presented their work, and also gave reasoning behind the direction that they went in artistically, because some of the short films had very limited to no dialogue. It was just emoting, and I was thoroughly impressed. I know we started it last year and got the ball rolling, and to see it, and then also listen to our students say how they worked on one project together and then decided to change theirs to be a continuation of that project. There was some pretty good stuff. Some was entertaining, funny, but some had some pretty deep and heavy content, from mental health and addiction to just depression and trying to figure out who you are. So kudos to Mr. Gilmore and the students for doing that. And I just want everybody to finish the year out strong. Thank you.
Okay, Mrs. Dunn.
Even though it was several weeks ago, it's never too late to say thank you. So I want to say thank you to all the voters who voted for our school budget and re-elected me to the board. As we all know, anything to make our school district better is a continuation of learning and working together. And I'm in it for the haul. I'm ready to look for greater and better things in our district. Thank you all. And I did meet Mr. Gilmore with the film festival. He came to my house, introduced himself. I think it's great that he's working with these students. I hope he will continue to work with them, because I did hear a couple of students that they really wanted to get deep into that. So I appreciate him for that. And happy Father's Day to all of you. You're all great fathers, great board members, and I love you all.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Bombardo, sir.
Basically, it's the same as what Mark said today. I want to congratulate the bilingual students for their achievements, the Golden Apple award recipients. And also last night, the amount of, I was floored by the amount of scholarships that were given out, and the quality of our students receiving those awards. They're out there, if they're outstanding now in high school, I hope they come back to the city and stay in the city and become outstanding citizens and help our school district. So very enjoyable last night.
It was great when they had that girl who went on to Binghamton come back and talk.
Yeah,
at the beginning. You're right. Jayla Scott came back.
Yeah, so it's good she's back. So
yeah, she was great.
Hopefully we get more back.
Yeah,
so it's good. It was a nice evening. And happy Father's Day to everyone.
Thank you.
Mr. Bilson.
I don't have much. Happy Father's Day. We'll see you at the next meeting.
Today your birthday? Is it today your birthday? Second speech.
A golden apple.
Right. Is it your birthday? Happy birthday.
Next up, Mr. Consent.
Yeah, hold on. No, sorry. Thank you. But since you said that, I do want to wish, I have the ultimate blessing that 2 of my 5 children, 2 of them who go to GJ Mann, they're 12 today. They share my birthday. They were born on my birthday. So how cool is that? It's amazing. So happy birthday to Bristol and Bria, 2 amazing Niagara Falls City School District students.
Very nice. Mr. Kinsemi.
I was amazed tonight to see the quality of our students that we have in Niagara Falls High School. If anybody doesn't think we're doing a good job, get behind me. I'm pleased tonight to, I didn't want to do it with Dr. Holmes here, but one of our students, and I can't tell you the name yet because it's not out, had just received a presidential award at NCCC or SUNY New York for a 2-year free ride for everything.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And a female and a welder.
Oh, we have a female. I know who it is. I won't say it, but wow, that's she. I think it's only the second time a full ride has been given from Niagara Falls.
Yeah, this is the second one for us.
Second one, yeah. Wow, yeah, she's a great student.
In 21 years I've been on the scholarship committee. This is the second time.
I know she is.
Niagara Falls.
A female welder.
Yeah, she's a welder.
Fabulous.
But, and
no, you don't. She's a darn good welder, too.
I wish everybody could have been at the corner of Pine and Main Street tonight.
Oh, yeah.
For the Hyde Park, for the Derby. It was phenomenal. Those little kids were carrying them cars out, putting them on there, putting them on the ramps and getting instructions about keeping their head down. And the gentlemen that were there working with the kids, you couldn't be prouder. They made those kids feel like they were in the Indy 500. I mean, they had them going. And it was a great tribute to Mr. Nardowski, who was one of our security officers at Abbott, who passed away a few years ago. But they had 26 cars in the Derby this time. They've only had like 6 or 7, so they brought it a long way.
That is right.
Yeah, and Sam Frachon did a lot for it, and we should remember him. He was one of our teachers. And,
yep.
Yeah, and he stayed right with us since Greg passed away, and he's developed it into a bigger outlet. But
and I will make sure next year that the Soap Doctors Derby is not on a Thursday when we have a board meeting. I think it's important. I think it's important that, you know,
Mark, can I make another? I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt. I do want to interrupt you just before you're getting away.
No, but I'll make sure next year that this conflict.
A lot of you talk to the administrators. A lot of functions going on in the schools are on a Thursday night with the board meeting.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's. I hope it's unintentional, but you see if you can, get a schedule of board meetings. If it's not Thursday this way, because I like to attend a lot of. I
know
the other board members.
No, because I know you're all out there.
Big conflict with that.
I know the board has been very active lately at events, and I will insist with the administrators, if at all possible, that not to have those events on a Thursday night. June got a little bit tough because it's Juneteenth next Thursday and the following Thursday's graduation. But it's a point well taken. I'll make sure we don't do that. I'll put a note out tomorrow.
Yeah, same with that
art show I did, you're right. No, you're right. It was a conflict, Tony, with the art show, now the soapbox derby. I have to tell you, and I have a couple, and I don't believe it's intentional. I believe they probably, I got to flash that board calendar every month so that, or 2 months in advance. So, hey, let's keep, and the other thing that I've appreciated, and they were here and left, we've getting a lot of our administrators willingly coming to our board meeting, which is really nice to see too. So we'll clear Thursdays for you.
Okay, let's see. What about, Mr. Petrozzi, do you have anything to say out there, sir?
Thanks, Tony. First of all, congratulations to staff, students, parents. This is a happy time of the year. Let's all be safe. Let's all be careful. I'd like to thank the voters for returning me for another term, and I promise to do my best for you, the city, and our kids. And Tony, very nice job tonight. Thank you. Thank you, and thank you for all the well wishes, and I'll be back the next meeting.
Thank you,
Thanks,
sir.
Tony. You
Thank
did
you,
a
sir.
wonderful job. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Mr. McLeod, are you with us, sir?
I'm here, baby.
Okay. Do you have any comments to make, sir?
I got nothing to add. Congratulations to the baseball team. Best of luck to them. And well wishes to Russ. So nice work today, Tony.
Thanks, Brad.
Okay, I'll try to make this brief, but there's a lot on our, a lot in our front here. Mr. Petrozzi, I'm glad you're feeling better and you are home, sir. We are praying for your speedy recovery, and it feels strange not to have you here. Happy Father's Day to all that's out there, all my board members, and all the folks that can hear me. Happy Father's Day, and it's a great day. I'm blessed to have 3 of them. And my daughter's birthday is June 15th, too, so happy birthday, Caitlin. And, of course, mine's on Monday, but that's all right. I'm going to forget about mine. But I want to congratulate all the...
How many candles, Tony?
I want to congratulate all of our awards winners tonight, our biliteracy, our golden apples. Special shout out to our track superstars, as well as our baseball team. I could not be any more proud as a coach to have these wonderful athletes, student athletes, work so darn hard to do something that we haven't done before, and that's win the state championship. I've always wanted to do it in football. We didn't have the opportunity. But we have a golden opportunity to win it all. And that's something that nobody around the state can take away from us.
Should have been before.
Yeah.
But, well, right. But, we have some, but it is not an opportunity we get. Our basketball team has always been really competitive, and they've taken us deep or won it. And this is a chance for the baseball team to do it. And I hope, God bless all the athletes on a safe return and return with the goal. And I know they will.
Yep.
Let's see, real quick. It's the end of the year is coming. I want to thank all the teachers, administrators, and staff for all the hard work to get this thing. We have a little bit more time to go, but to see it through to the end. And I thank you as a board member, and I'm sure my colleagues do too. But again, thank you very much.
We do need an executive session, and I know you have some sad news to report, but we do need an executive session for a permissible reason, and the permissible reason that I am asking for an executive session is for one item. It is with respect to current litigation between the Niagara Falls City School District and a and a case or client of a Child Victims Act. That's the reason for the executive session, and we will not have any action after this litigation discussion in executive session.
Okay, so I need a motion on executive session. Mr. Velardo. Mr. Bass, second. Any questions?
Are you gonna call us stuff, Tony?
Yes, we're gonna get right.
You'll call us? Okay.
But they can stay, you can stay on and we'll pick you up in the other room.
You want to close the meeting on?
I'll call the roll.
All in favor on the executive session?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Okay, motion carried. Okay, we'd like to adjourn this. If I pronounce a couple of these names correctly.
Happy to help.
I'd like to adjourn this in memory of Elizabeth Beebe, aunt of Earl and Lynette Smeal, great aunt of Nick Smeal. Anne Bongiovanni, retired teacher. Mary Sanders, mother of pre-K teacher Christine Chase.
What was that?
David Humzak, husband of NFHS teacher Marion Humzak. Bob Kostoff, substitute teacher and lunch monitor. Rosalie Velardo, mother of Tina Pantapinto. And if I may add one more, Mr. Anthony Gilmore, football coach for many years at Niagara Falls High School and a good friend of mine. Have a moment of silence. Thank you.
Good job.
Call to adjournment. The motion for adjournment, or we'll go right to executive session.